at my friend Anne's house. And Haley, we got Haley behind the camera. We are gonna do lunch today, a baked salmon with arugula and a French lemon vinaigrette. And Anne is gonna show us how to create flower arrangements.
Yes, just a few simple, anybody can do them. We went to Trader Joe's this morning.
We loaded up on a bunch of beautiful flowers.
So it's kind of a little challenge, but it's fun too because they always have great fresh flowers, and just see what you can use there. I used to work for a florist. Some of you probably know that a little bit.
Yes.
So just some things I picked up that anybody can do.
Yeah, and the holidays are coming, so we thought this would be a great time to fill the house with beautiful fresh flowers. So here we go.
Donne-moi ton cœur, baby, ton corps, baby. Donne-moi ton bon vieux funk, ton rock, baby, ta soul, baby. Chante avec moi, je veux une femme like you pour m'emmener au bout du monde, une femme like you. Donne-moi ton cœur, baby, ton corps, baby. Donne-moi ton bon vieux funk, ton rock, baby, ta soul, baby.
Thank you, Trader Joe's. They took all the thorns off already because that's easiest if you do have thorns, to just scrape them with a knife. And again, we're taking all the leaves off because A, they're not very pretty, and B, they just soak up the water. These are called guard petals. Some people don't take them off. It makes them nervous to kind of peel off. With this particular rose, which looks like a free spirit to me, I don't know if that's actually what it is. They're kind of pretty because they're a different color, but they're not going to stay pretty. They're truly the guard petal of the bud. They're not going to open the way the rest of it is, and it looks like you're taking off a lot, but once this opens, and it'll continue to open, it's going to get nice and full. You have something to say, which is take this and throw it away. A lot of places will give you the flower food. I say, but what we did at the shop was just cut it kind of at an angle and then give it another. These are kitchen shears, not the best thing to use because it's such a woody stem.
Yeah.
That some people smash it, you can do that. And then anything you can take off that requires nourishment, that'll give it more to the flower than the leaf. We bought a bunch of stuff for greenery, so we don't really need that on the hydrangea. And hydrangea are moody, so we want to give them the best advantage from the get-go.
And these you don't have to do it under running water.
Technically, you're supposed to. I mean, if you're doing a lot, I guess you could fill your sink and just cut them underwater. There, you're not going to hurt them submerging them.
Okay.
Even as I told you when I had went down, one that went down, and I had no idea this would work. If you've got one in an arrangement that's starting to droop because they're a little moody, the white ones and the blue ones in particular, you can actually submerge the entire flower into water overnight, and it came back. I don't know that it will always work, but I tested it and it worked. This, throw it away. Not necessary.
I always wondered about that.
They just want clean water.
Yeah.
And the trick to lasting is change your water daily. Just dump it out. And the way that we're going to arrange them, it's really easy to just pick it up like a bouquet, dump it.
They'll last a lot longer when you change out the fresh water every day.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And sometimes I cheat and I just add a little more if it's in a
Yeah.
kind of one, like a Christmas one. We weren't able to find Christmas greens, but that particularly, the sap and all that stuff gets in there. And so if you can, sometimes I'll cheat and just add more if I'm being lazy, but honestly, you should just dump the whole thing. One of our florists used to say, if you don't want to drink it, they don't want to drink it.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
Donne-moi ton bon vieux funk, ton rock, baby, ta soul, baby. Chante avec moi, je veux une femme like you pour m'emmener au bout du monde, une femme like you. Donne-moi ton cœur, baby, ton corps, baby. Donne-moi ton bon vieux funk, ton rock.
We're having kind of a fall-inspired lunch today, so I started with arugula, just straight up arugula, and then I have some beautiful roasted sweet potatoes and some roasted carrots. So I'm just going to use my hands and see if I can make this look a little bit pretty. We'll just add the roasted vegetables, starting with the sweet potatoes and then some roasted carrots. The fall season is the time for, you can remember this, ABC, apples, beets, and carrots. And we're not doing any apples today with lunch, but the apples, beets, and carrots are all great for transitioning from the summer into the fall season. So that's why we're focusing on those vegetables today. Roasted beets, amazing. I know you're scared of them, but they are so yummy. And beets really good for your liver. And again, a great fall seasoning or fall transitioning vegetables. So these, all three of these vegetables, I just did carrots, sweet potatoes, and beets, and I just tossed them with a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of pink Himalayan salt, and put that over the arugula. And then I have a little fresh basil here. I'm just gonna kind of do a little tiny bit. Fresh herbs always make a salad just come alive and taste so yummy. I kind of made a lot of basil here, but. And then this is pecans, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, and sunflower seeds. And I just roasted these in the oven also. I'm just gonna put a little handful of these on top. And they just went on the sheet pan. I just put them all in a sheet pan, and then a little bit of maple syrup, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt again, some crushed red pepper. What else did I put on there? A little coconut sugar, just for a little tiny bit more sweetness. And then you just roast them. Make sure you don't burn them, because they might burn easily, but roast those in the oven. And then when you take them out, they will just dry. The seasoning and everything will kind of dry on the nuts. So delicious. And then our delicious dressing. I just whipped this up this morning too. This is just like a nice, simple French lemon vinaigrette. And I'm gonna let us each put our own dressing on. Olive oil, apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, and a tiny bit of maple syrup to give it a nice sweetness, a little granulated garlic, black pepper, easy, delicious. Okay, so salmon is our protein for this lunch. And so I have salmon with everything bagel seasoning on there, a little bit of granulated garlic, and a little bit of lemon pepper. We'll give it a nice little bit of spice. And I cook it on the foil just because it's a lot easier for cleanup wise. But what you want to do is, I'm just going to use my hands, but yeah. Yeah, no, I thought, I'll show you why I'm going to use my hands, because I want to pull the skin off. So I cooked it on the skin. And so I'm just going to kind of slide this off. Let's see if I can make this look pretty. But I'm going to slide it off the foil and then flip it over, and then the skin is left on the foil. So like so. And then this one, well, let's see what happens. Yeah, so the skin just stayed right on there. So I'm using my hands just because that way we can keep the salmon all together in one piece. So of course you could use a spatula, but I cook with my hands. Cook with your hands. All right, so to add a little bit of goat cheese to these beautiful salads. And we just got plain simple goat cheese, and I'm just, again, I wash my hands. I'm gonna use my hands again and just put a few little clumps, and then we can each put our own little dressing on, and then you can kind of toss this on the plate. So yummy. Who does not love beets with goat cheese and roasted vegetables? And then these nuts, you are going to die how yummy they are. They've got that sweet, salty thing going on. And goat cheese is a really nice, easy to digest cheese as well. And it will give you that nice little bit of tang. And I'm not going too crazy with the goat cheese, just a little clumps here and there. All right, time for lunch.
Like you, bad boy, tu sais que tu me plais, un homme like you. Hey, hey.
So you said plain clean water
Clean
for
water.
the bases. Yeah.
And so actually I'm not filling them as high, because depending on what you're working with, even just arranging them, the water can get dirty. So you should arrange in it and then pick them up, dump it, pull it back up again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you're
So
going
then
to
you
show
fill
us
it
how
out.
to do that.
Yes.
And make it kind of easy.
Hopefully,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And so I'm kind of getting like these greens that we're going to use as a base, as a foundation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the harder. Oh my goodness, my dog is on
Frank
the table.
is up on the table.
He's gonna be banished here in a second. So whatever we can work with, and these are a little leafier than. I'm trying to think. Lemon leaf is kind of a good one. It's just harder to find, but this is a nice big leaf with
I love these. Yeah. I don't normally find these magnolia ones, so those are really pretty.
Yeah, and so seasonally, I'm surprised they had them already, but it is kind of a Thanksgiving thing too. Trader Joe's will have them, Whole Foods will have them.
Okay, nice.
Maybe even your supermarket.
Okay, and so you filled these vases with some water.
And so
now how do we start?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay, so Anne already did. You already cleaned these up.
Clean those up, and the rest of them really, the ones that you want to take all the leaves and everything off and cut a certain way are the roses and the hydrangea. These green ones, if you can find them, are much hardier.
Okay.
And they're nice. It's just there's a million kinds of hydrangea, but these seem to hold up much better than the
green ones, the
green,
blue.
Than the white and the blue.
Okay.
White are okay.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Anyway, we just went to Trader Joe's, so we're not breaking the bank.
Okay, so you can put me to work while you're starting to arrange.
My thing is I don't really want anything sitting in the water because that's going to muck your water up.
Okay, so you trim the leaves.
You're going to take off more than you think you want to.
Okay.
But, so just like on that one, you're probably going to strip all those. And you play little pickup sticks, so see how we're kind of crossing them?
Okay.
And then they're going to hold each other in place.
Oh,
Doesn't always work, but we're going to try that.
Okay, perfect.
And then if we want to, this I haven't really worked with, so we're going to try it. Just do it this time.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't mix those. This is kind of a really bright green.
Okay.
There's no wrong way to do it, but just, use your eye. Do what you want to do.
Fun. I love all the greenery as the base.
As the base, yeah.
So
it's most people would call it filler.
Okay.
But I think you can get interesting greenery. Like this is a eucalyptus. I thought it was seeded eucalyptus, but it's not. I think it's what they call silver dollar.
Okay.
And it doesn't have the regular eucalyptus you remember with the big stalk.
Mm-hmm.
Especially from the 90s that smelled
really
strong. That's not this. So there's not a fragrance with this, which is nice if you've got it on your table.
Oh, I see. So it doesn't interrupt with the smells of your meal.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or some people are just really sensitive.
True.
To smells. And
I love the smell of eucalyptus, but
I do too.
I agree.
It can be a lot.
Strong.
Yeah. It can be a lot.
I like to put it sometimes in the front hallway or something like that when you're walking into the house.
So we're just making a little base here.
So should I be trimming these as I'm taking them out and putting them back in the water?
Yeah, you can. So these are really hardy.
Okay, just trim into the...
Yeah, and see how they're nice and woody, but they're hardy. They're going to last.
Okay, nice.
Haley is not only videographer, she's dog sitter.
And is it good to do... does it matter if you do like 2s or 3s? We're just kind of building a base.
We're just building a base.
Getting going.
Most of the artists and designers will tell you odd numbers are more attractive.
Okay. I have heard that before.
Yeah. So I like to think in terms of 3s or 5s.
Okay.
Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. This one I think I'm going to put 4 in because it just needs a little more.
Okay.
And I think 5 will be too much. And you can always add to it. Look at me acting like I know what I'm doing.
You do know what you're doing. I love it.
Okay, so let's start with these moody little. So we've already cut them before when we were processing them, taking the leaves off.
Okay.
And we're going to cut them again because obviously that's too tall.
Yeah.
We do have a tall vase. I tend to do, if you're going to do a table, a tall one really is like good for a buffet or an entryway, but other than that, obviously when you're sitting at a table,
you want something lower.
Yeah.
Sometimes it makes me sad to cut the stem so short.
I know.
On those, but
let's see, he's gonna sit there.
But there he goes. Yeah, that's perfect. I love the hydrangea. I love when you can pick them out of your garden.
Oh yeah,
is even better.
I had so many back in kids.
But I feel like they do last a long time though. Like as a flower on the table.
Yeah, if you take care of them. Some people, like I said, they can be moody and so they're scared of them. But and in some of it, it could be that from the grower it didn't get in water soon enough. It's not your fault. You just have to know that. And so I'm cutting again and then doing that again.
Okay, the little V cut. Great.
Just to get, because it's a really woody stem. So there's our little vase so far. See, it's looking.
Yes, beautiful.
We can start.
Yeah,
We can add a little. This guy's nice and full. We could probably just do. You know, it's just whatever you think.
Okay.
That was too tall. So then you just cut again. Again, you can't go longer, but you can go shorter.
Right.
So.
We say that about cooking, obviously, too.
Right.
You can add more salt, but you can't take it out.
Correct. So you can see these kind of have even started opening up.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing how quickly they get so happy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you want to preserve, like if you're going to go get some flowers and you're not going to do them right away, I keep them in a bucket in my back sink where it's a little cooler.
Oh,
And
okay.
they'll stay nice and tight.
Okay.
Like these tulips will open tomorrow. I mean, they'll be gorgeous. So, and if you want them to open a little, keeping them out and not hot, but a little warmer.
So you can hold them by keeping them in the cooler temperature without trimming them, but just making sure they're in water.
I think when you get them first home, you should definitely recut hydrangea.
Okay.
And really even roses. The rest of them are probably okay because
Okay.
they're pretty hardy.
Okay.
So I just started sticking. Why don't you do some
Beautiful.
of that?
Oh, that makes me nervous.
No, it's not. Everybody
Okay.
can do it.
Okay.
Here, those
Okay.
are better clippers.
Okay. Okay, is there a trick, because you're getting the length so easily, is there a trick to like holding this up
You can,
You
but
know
like
what I
I
mean?
said, you
But you
can
just kinda-
eyeball it long and you
Yeah.
can always go shorter.
and then always, okay, because sometimes so like that I knew that was going to be too long.
but that's okay. Better
Yeah.
than finding out the other way, right?
Okay, and then sticking it in here.
Yep, just anywhere you want.
Okay.
Nestle it down in there.
See, it's
So I
still
want to
too
take a
long.
little more, yeah, for sure.
It will.
Sorry, I'm going to borrow the good
Look at the
ones.
pretty green with the orange.
So this magnolia, it does last a long time because it's almost kind of dry and waxy anyway.
Okay.
But it is a woody stem, and any of these woody stems, if you just want to be extra, you can give it that second cut again.
Okay.
Then that's going to help. When it's
Okay.
woody, it's harder for it to get water.
Okay. And if the more they can drink, the happier they're going to be.
Okay, now look how cute that is.
Okay, that's darling. I know. I
But
love it.
You could add a little.
Yeah, what should we add?
Well, you almost put these with no water in there. They'll last.
Oh, nice. Okay, those are fun.
Maybe kind of fun with them. They're sort of Dr. Susie.
I love Dr. Susie. So yeah, we'll learn. I mean, I think a lot of times, I know that for me, I keep buying things that I'm comfortable with. You know, like I'll just buy the hydrangea because that's so easy, and
Sure.
I can put
And
the
you're
quick
familiar
three.
with it.
Yeah, and I can just put a little bit of greenery and feel like it looks good.
And it does, and it's good on its own. You know, even this, we've not put anything else with that, and I think that's really
It's
pretty.
so pretty.
You could
It's
add
very,
those
very
very
pretty.
hypericum berries to that, and you'd be good to go.
Okay, so is it good to keep going like with the threes? You know, like do I want to put 3 in there?
Yeah,
Does
but
it matter?
just visually see what you think.
Yeah,
You
see
might
how it
do
looks once
4
we-
because 4 and 3 is I'm not good with math. But
Okay.
7.
7.
Donne-moi ton cœur, baby, ton corps, baby. Donne-moi ton bon vieux funk, ton rock, baby, ta soul, baby. J'entends.
That's really pretty. Fun. When I was catering a lot, and I loved, actually I kind of copied this off of my friend who had a beautiful catering business, and she had a florist who often worked with her, but she would lay the platters out on the buffet and then put fresh flowers, lay them down on the table in between the platters, which I think is such a pretty look.
Yeah.
Really pretty. That's
And
my
some
friend
flowers-
Evan. You know
Oh,
Evan?
yeah.
Yes, her style is amazing.
Well, and a lot of what she uses too is edible.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then she uses a lot of
Yeah.
edible decoration. So lots of great ideas. But so we're opening another new thing. What were we?
Because we haven't processed, so it's not going to hurt if you put it in. But I want you to change your water every day,
Right.
so you only have 1 packet.
Did you say flowers like to drink the same water that you drink, or something like that?
If you don't want to drink it, they don't want to drink it. So
Ah,
if you're
if
looking at
Okay.
your water and you're like, oh,
The flowers
don't want it either.
The flowers want happy
Yeah.
water too.
I'm
Okay.
telling you, you will double the life of your arrangements if you change your water every day.
Okay.
It's the
That's
biggest.
the
that's
biggest
my
tip.
Biggest tip
That's
for
the big
day.
tip of the day.
Figure out what to do with our magnolia here, but
Okay,
I think I'm
you
going
go
to
ahead.
use. No, go ahead.
I love all the, oh yeah, that's really nice.
I love magnolia for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. It's like my favorite.
And
greenery.
Yeah, and sometimes I like just the really simple white and green.
Yes.
And then sometimes I love with all these colors.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to mix them up. I think if I'm having people over, I love having a little vase in the bathroom.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
a little,
so that would be a great.
This would be a great little bathroom.
You don't have to worry about it matching your table tape or whatever.
Right.
Because I'm doing kind of some, I guess, naturals and browns for Thanksgiving this year. So I'll probably do kind of a neutral. But I would love like this.
Yeah, I think my theme for Thanksgiving this year is really, well, very, very simple because we're in kind of a temporary house situation, but I have a lot of blue. So I kind of like the blue and the greens and the eucalyptus and the evergreens. I think those are so pretty. So we're sticking with the blue.
Love that. Yeah, and once you can get, well, we were going to stop and pull stuff off trees.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right, if we want to get some evergreen.
Yeah, but I love that. And seasonal arrangements too. Okay.
Yeah, don't forget to look in your backyard or in your neighbor's yard.
Yeah.
Sometimes your neighbor has a really pretty like evergreen or something.
It's easier to ask forgiveness or ask for forgiveness instead of permission or something like that.
Okay, now did I overdo the lavender? You think, isn't that pretty? I'm do a shout out to the little flower shop in Kansas City where Ann used to work when she lived in Kansas City. We're both in Denver right now. And I have ordered so many flowers from the little flower shop. They're my favorite people to write a review for because, I mean, every single time it's the best, most beautiful gift. So, but now we're not in Kansas City, so we're figuring out how to do our own flower arrangements that we can gift to people and also feel good in our house.
Yeah. Everybody can do this, and sometimes you just want to throw it together yourself. It could be a last minute thing.
Well, and I can't believe how many beautiful flowers Trader Joe's had.
I know.
So many great choices, and we didn't spend a lot of money.
And Whole Foods has usually has a really good selection too. These are calla lilies. I wouldn't put anything with a scent on the table.
Okay, right.
Again, if someone's really sensitive to it, or I've even been places where they have a huge arrangement in a restaurant and it's full of lilies, and lilies are very strong. And a lot of people actually are allergic to them. So this is a calla lily. It does not have a scent. Or at least if it does, it's not much.
Yeah, nothing really. Yeah.
So I like that for a lily.
I do like lilies. If I
now I put this in and I don't like it.
That's the good thing is you can just keep changing it if you want to change it, make it look different.
And the petals even do that sometimes.
Let's see, with something like this, I might have to play with this a little bit.
And you can always
you
could trim it. Same with greenery. When you have something that's on a stalk like this,
whoops. Okay, hold on. Let me. Okay.
You could make a cut there, and then you can use and see all these little things you want to take off because that's just going to sit in your water.
Okay.
But that makes it a little shorter, and then
a little bit easier to manage.
Hopefully, that's long enough. It might not be. But that's a good trick with evergreen. Is you can, you'll get this big long piece and you can cut it 2 or 3 different ways and still make it look like that was the original stalk.
Oh, I see. Okay.
See, I would just strip those berries off.
Or just strip the berries off the bottom.
Just because, again, anything you're going to have in your water is just going to muck it up.
Okay. I've seen when people put fruit and stuff in the vase, it looks really pretty, but does that kind of make things complicated when you're trying to make your arrangements last longer?
It makes it more complicated to change your water, probably. So I'm going to show you on this one already. Like when I say change the water, the way we have kind of crossed those stems, you can pick it up like a bouquet.
Oh, nice.
And then you dump your water, which we're going to do. But see how you should be able to just pick it up like that. Don't be afraid. Put it back in. You might have to zhuzh it a little bit.
Okay.
But so obviously if you have anything in there,
I
mean you could drain it through a colander and then redo it. It's just a little more work, but it's really pretty. Like the one you sent was evergreen around here and then cranberries floating, and you know, sure, there is no, I love that.
Yeah.
Cranberries, I think, are okay because
they'll last longer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you want to use
Okay,
a little
what's next?
ranunculus maybe?
Yes.
Just 'cause we love that. And that one's going to open up nicely.
Okay. I've always been nervous to buy these ones because I didn't know what they were going to do.
They're hardier than you think.
Okay. And do I need to have running water when I... Okay.
Chante avec moi, je veux une femme like you pour m'emmener au bout du monde, une femme like you. Donne-moi ton cœur, baby, ton corps, baby. Donne-moi.
Coming together.
Should we,
I can't wait to see the red ones really open up.
Yeah.
I think tulips are hard. Mine always end up...
Because they continue to grow. Did you know that?
No,
they
I did
continue
not
to grow
know.
when they're in the water. And so then
Okay.
they kind of... so again, I'm going to take off... These are a little... I'm going to take off almost all of it. Cut it down.
Okay.
So same thing, just this will take a bit, but stripping off these leaves.
Okay.
Be careful not to break.
Yeah.
Because it's a hollow
All
stem.
of these?
Yeah, I would take
Just-
anything because you want to see the tulip.
Okay.
I mean, you can leave... Like on that one, I'll probably...
Yeah.
Look at
But this
that.
one is like, would be covering with the tulip.
And again, we're just kind of crissy-cross here.
Okay. Like in a vase, it always takes more flowers than you think?
Yes.
Okay. So.
Unless you're looking for kind of an airy look, but
But it's kind of fun to fill them.
yeah. So because tulips continue to grow, especially if you have them, if we put them in one of these arrangements, I pull them out as they grow and I cut the bottom again and stick them back in.
Ah.
Otherwise they're gonna just be like,
Yeah,
they're not gonna fit.
right. Oh, this one is a little broken, so I'm going to pull it off.
Chante avec moi, je veux un homme like you. Bad boy, tu sais que tu me plais, un homme like you. Hey,
Nice deep sink is helpful too. Just hide it all.
Yes, exactly.
That's a kitchen, that's a cook's tip.
That
too,
is a
right?
cook's tip. Hide everything in the sink and or the dishwasher.
Yeah, oh, that's true.
Just keep shoving stuff in
Just remember
before
that-
the friends come over.
Right.
Yeah.
Just remember that you've done it.
Okay, so now we're gonna do this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how shall we? I do really like these.
Yeah. And that's
Should
good
we-
for a tall one because it's keeping
Okay.
its shape.
Okay. We only have 2 of these though.
So these are kind of low and mount, what we would call low and mounded, and we with a tall one, you could still start here, but you can build up.
Okay. Okay.
Fabulous.
Okay. Then what shall we do next? Do we want to do some of the lavender?
Yeah, with
Or-
stuff that's small like that, I usually wait till the end because
Okay.
it's easier to just put it where you want it.
Perfect.
So the roses are beautiful and would stand up.
Okay.
You can even use, this is a hardy hydrangea. We've cut it kind of short, but it could sit at the base.
Okay.
But you do what you want to do.
Okay, I
This is
love
your
this.
arrangement.
Okay. Pressure's on.
ton rock, baby, ta soul, baby. Chante avec moi, je veux une femme like you pour m'emmener au bout du monde, une femme like you. Donne-moi ton cœur, baby, ton corps, baby. Donne-moi ton bon vieux funk, ton rock, baby, ta soul, baby. Chante avec moi, je veux un homme like you. Bad boy, tu sais que tu me plais, un homme like you. Hey. Donne-moi ton cœur, baby, ton corps, baby. Donne-moi ton bon vieux funk, ton rock, baby, ta soul, baby. Chante avec moi, je veux une femme like you pour m'emmener au bout du monde, une femme like you.
yeah, when you can find them this time of year, these are great. I have not changed out my pots yet, but if you just stick evergreen, and you can stick these berries out there, they'll last a while. And the magnolia leaves, I just stick them straight into the dirt of whatever was in my pots for the summer.
Okay.
And it's just a nice way. You could just do I love magnolia. I just think it's really wintry without looking like without screaming Christmas. So you can leave it up until March.
Yes, look at how beautiful with the green and the brown too. It's so pretty.
And they're nice, and like I said, they're not dry, but because they will dry out more, but they're nice and
But they're
waxy,
hardy.
so they're very hardy. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a hard time figuring out what to do with the pots as we transition into the seasons, because I am sad to bring them in,
I know.
but I also don't want them to look really messy and old, worn out.
We'll play with that, like evergreen, and I don't put anything that grows in them. I mean, you can put birch logs.
Yes. That's a whole nother class.
It is a whole nother class. Mood moss, all the things.
Okay, great. Yeah. All right, friends, we made some beautiful flower arrangements. Thank you,
It was
Anne.
so fun. Yes.
So fun. We had a really delicious lunch, and we hope that you will make some of these at home on your own for your beautiful holiday table. We show you how easy it is and how beautiful and very, very reasonable price-wise.
Oh, totally.
So you can do this at home. And don't forget, your flowers drink
fresh water.
fresh water.
Every day.
Every day.
That's your biggest tip.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Such a fun time.
So
Thank you,
fun.
Anne.
Thank
you.
you.
It was so fun.
Anytime.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Donne-moi ton cœur, baby, ton corps, baby. Donne-moi ton bon vieux funk, ton rock, baby, ta soul, baby. Chante avec moi, je veux une femme like you.
Yeah, okay.
Pour mon
You guys are hilarious.
Anne's all hot.
You guys look at me, you're like, I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't know if you were saying the cut.
I thought you were saying cut too. I was like, cut.
She wants us to hug. We should hug.